You've quit your job in 6
Yes.
weeks. Because our first call together, we were like, I'd love to go full time. And then here we are 6 weeks later and you've fully quit.
Fully quit. And you know what? I think after I realized how much more time I had to put into, I guess, the new systems that we were implementing, and I really wanted to nurture the new clients we were getting into the beginner program.
About to catch up with Kristin from Scotty's Pilates, who is based over in Australia in Wollongong on the East Coast. We've been working with Kristin for just over 5 weeks. And we're going to catch up with her to see how she's getting on. We've been helping her with her client acquisition and helping her grow and scale her Pilates studio. We're predominantly working with gyms and gym owners, but the Pilates model is the exact same as a gym model. It's a membership subscription, it's paid monthly, and of course, the more members we get paying at a higher rate, the more money the owner can make. Systems we implement at gyms are the exact same for Pilates studios, so the business model in sense is the exact same. Anyway, let's check how she's getting on. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Before we started together, I guess, what position were you at then and what did that look like? Because it's only been, I think it's been 5 or 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, it hasn't even been too long, and I feel like everything's changed. Well, not everything. We haven't even scratched the surface, but there has been so much progress already, which is so exciting. I guess before I started working with you, my business was a little bit more of a passion project. Like, it was something I started to do alongside my main job, which is high school teaching, as you know. And I think, for a long time, I just treated it like that. And I didn't treat it like a business, like something I need to invest a little bit more into and, I suppose, nurture that growth that we've started to do with you. And yeah, in hindsight, it was probably too long. And now I think I've had a big mindset shift. Like, now I've stepped into a bit more of a business owner mentality rather than just a teacher. Yeah, I think I was focusing a lot on the service, which I definitely know I've nailed now, like my teaching and my programming. And I'm so passionate about that still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've realized that now there's actually so many other aspects of the business that I need to work on in order for it to grow.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've really definitely noticed that mindset shift.
5 weeks ago, Kristin, how many hours were you putting towards Scotty's Pilates compared to the teaching? Because you've quit your job in 6 weeks. Because our first call together, you were like, I'd love to go full time. And then here we are 6 weeks later and you've fully quit.
Fully quit. And you know what? I think after I realized how much more time I had to put into, I guess, the new systems that we were implementing, and I really wanted to nurture the new clients we were getting into the beginner program. And I guess if I was at school, I wouldn't be able to take them in the daytime classes. And I just wouldn't have been able to foster those connections as well. I would have been exhausted showing up to classes at night and then early again in the morning and then teaching all day. So I pretty much made the decision then. And I guess I trusted the process. I trusted you guys, and I really saw the potential in the new systems, and it's really paid off.
When we first spoke, when we were initially getting you set up, you were spending like a lot of time doing, like, with teaching, of course, because that was like your main job. And then also at Scotty's, like, I remember you talking through your timetable of like the hours you were working, and like it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was showing up at the studio at 5:30 a.m, teaching 2 classes, then going to school, then probably having like a 2-hour break between when school ends, and then going back to the studio for more classes, which sometimes it was an 8:30 p.m. finish for me, and then doing it all again the next day. So it's wild.
Yeah,
I can't even comprehend that now. And I just...
When you were in that, when you were doing that, how was that? Because I know how I felt when I was doing that. When in the first year of me opening my gym, I was literally like sleeping at the gym. Like, I was like you said, working ridiculous hours. And I think it's just like...
I actually fell asleep at the studio multiple times. Like, there is a cushion there for me when I just need to take a quick nap. Exhausted. Yeah, looked not well. I just feel like I wasn't being my best self. I think I could still bring the energy because like I'm used to doing that. But yeah, just it wasn't a sustainable approach for sure. And I wasn't seeing that much growth. Like, I wasn't seeing that much reward for that anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I felt a bit lost as well. I was like, I'm working so much, but yeah, is this really sustainable? Is this paying off? Not really. I wasn't behind. Yeah, sorry, what?
No, sorry, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think it's that thing of like being busy but not productive. And it's like...
Exactly.
You're
working smart. Working hard, but not that smart.
100%, literally, yeah. And it's the case of like, I think with a lot of business owners, especially like gym owners and Pilates owners, like it's never a lack of effort and it's never a lack of like hard work. It's always... Yeah, like everyone's putting in so much work, but it's essentially how can you generate revenue for your business to then put back into people and delegate delegating the tasks that you're doing, so you're not having to work 60, 80, 100-hour weeks.
Hours, for sure. And I think you might have said this, or I might have seen it on your page or something. It was like, you don't own a business, you own a job. And I was like, that is me.
I love that. I literally love that. Yeah, I love that saying because it's so true. It's like,
true.
Yeah, I've got my own
totally
business.
Resonate.
Yeah. All right. So I know it's only been 6 weeks, but let's fast forward 6 weeks today where we're at now. How are things going now? Obviously, you've quit your job. Talk us through of like what it looks like now.
So we implemented the beginner program. So that was kind of the start of all of the new systems that we've brought in.
When we started, I guess we identified that initially it was like we didn't really have much a system or process to get people into Scotty's, right? Like it was like, you remember on your website, it was like they had to...
you were like, how do they inquire? I was like, send an email, or they message me on Instagram. And
that was it. Yeah. There was not actually a way to capture their details. And so then they had to message you. And then the process was you would message them back like a link, like, oh yeah, sign up here.
Yeah.
It was definitely not an optimized process. So
no,
I think the first thing we looked at was like, how do we make that a lot easier for customers to join? Because again, going back to how do we get you out of the business? Well, we need to generate more money for you to step away and at least match what you were getting paid at your teaching job. From that point, the beginners program to get more people involved and lower that barrier to entry.
Yeah, so that was a process that was new to me as well. To be honest, it kind of daunted me. I'd never really done sales training, and that's one thing I've probably learned so much about is sales. And I've really, really enjoyed the new way I'm doing it. And I can't even believe the old way now. I'm like, this is so much better. But to be honest, I was daunted by that a little bit. The process was obviously we capture the data, people that are interested book in for a consult. So I could then speak to them in person and talk to them about the 1 month program, whereas before it was like a 4-class trial, which really, who's going to really understand the benefits in 4 classes as opposed to 1 month? So I really like that we've extended that, and it's a really small group that I took of 10 people. So
for anyone who doesn't know what the process is, Kristin, could you explain like what is the new system? What is the new system that we've implemented? Because like a lot of people still don't understand like how this works. Like how have we implemented? Like what is the new system to get someone into Scotty's?
Do you mean the consult into the, or do you mean the actual?
Yeah, the consult into the program, into the longer term membership. Like I think making people understand that would be really useful. Yeah.
So I got them in on their own and had a chat with them for about 20 minutes about what their goals are, what they're hoping to achieve in the 4 weeks. And that was a really good way to do it because, I mean, I always knew there was a fear around starting something new or starting Pilates, but I actually didn't really understand how real and deep that fear is for some people until I actually, it's massive. And for me as a teacher, I almost couldn't quite relate, but now they are so comfortable because they all knew that everyone was coming from a similar position, either coming back from an injury or starting back into exercise after having years off or just wanting to start something new. I really loved that process because I hadn't taken that amount of time with new clients in the past. And how can you really, I guess, connect with people, make them feel seen and supported and therefore turn them into long-term members? So I feel like this process is gold. And
you mean sending them a link to purchase wasn't doing that?
I wasn't quite getting it right. So I'm really, really enjoying it. And like I said, it was something I wasn't sure about in the beginning. It made me nervous. But as soon as I met the first person, I was like, I love this because I'm a connector. I like talking to people and they feel so much more comfortable coming in, seeing the space, knowing where they're going, like simple things that you just don't think of. Well, I hadn't thought of it all that way.
And so they come in, they chat to yourself, you find out about their goals, etc. What's the next step? Where do they go from that?
If they decide they're keen, which most of them were very keen, if they're coming in for a consult, you pretty much know they're keen. So you just have to make them feel like you're going to help them, which you can usually. Yeah. So they all come in for an induction. And is that,
Yeah.
So
your process that you're running.
So they all met, which is a really beneficial way to start as well, because they could all meet each other and again, feel that little bit more connected, little bit of fear again, breaking that down before they start. And then, so they had an option of 4 times. They get 2 classes a week for a month. And we've only had the first 2 weeks so far. I've been checking in with them constantly and they're all so happy and they're they're really loving it, which makes me really happy. I'm used to teaching like my really loyal, like they're pretty advanced, like they love it, and that's so good. I love them, but it's a whole other ball game really when you're starting with new clients. They're starting from scratch, and yeah, I'm loving it.
Why is there more satisfaction, do you think? Or what do you think it is? Like, why is it more satisfying? Just knowing that I guess your business is going to grow and that you can really like push this now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one element. It's like I'm seeing the success of it and I'm seeing the growth as well, but also just that it's different to how I was doing things before. I feel like I'm helping more people as well.
That makes sense, yeah. So I've actually got some of your data, right? So how long did the ad campaign run for? I think it was 3 weeks.
I don't even think it was that.
Really?
I think it was like 10 days.
Right, okay, 10
or maybe
days.
14. It was not, I don't think it was 3 weeks. I think it was, because I was pushing it. There was a reason. I think I kept pushing it back a little bit. So it wasn't as long as probably you had planned.
Yeah, we didn't actually, okay, understood. So let's say, okay, within 10 days, right, we spent, I've got all the stuff here. So we spent $890 on ads and you brought in $2,750 onto your front end intro program, which is awesome. Yeah. Basically 3 times, like you put £1, I put $1 in, you got $3 back. Also on the other side of that, like how many people did you sign up?
14.
You got 14 sign-ups.
Yeah. Well, do you mean for the beginner program?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you got 14 in the program. Yeah.
So not only did you make profit on the front end program, you also signed up 14 people who are now potentially going to convert to loyal Scotty's members, right?
Yes, exactly right. The goal was 10, and then I kept getting bookings. I was like, oh, this is good. I was, definitely going to get 10. I had to kind of cut it short in the end, but
which is testament to your service and your ability to connect with these people when they meet. But 14 new signups in 10 days you smashed it.
That's what I meant with saying like that growth, I guess, is really motivating too. Like doing that each month. I mean, imagine in the next couple of months.
100%.
Yeah.
That is the plan. What is the reason for you quitting your job? Is it you can now see that, look, if I go full time at this, where we're going to be at in the next...
Yeah, it's so much more worth it in the end, definitely. And like I said, I can actually dedicate the time that I'm not teaching at school to, I guess, the administrative things that I was neglecting. And like I said, the following up with the new clients and the leads and that whole process, to me, I was not doing that well at all. So it did take me a little bit. It does take me more. I'm happy to do it. It's much more efficient.
Yeah. So in terms of your like time now that you're working, how much time are you working just in general? Like, are you still working as much? Are you working less? Have you got more freedom there? What does that look like?
I'm still doing majority of the classes, but that's already something that Michael and I in our meetings we've been setting new goals. And the first one, well, pretty much in the next week or couple of weeks, I need to step back from classes and hopefully mentor a new teacher so that I can then continue to focus on the growth of the business and, all the other aspects that, require me that I've done in the past. Yeah.
100%.
So
yeah, which is really normal. Like we're only 6 weeks in, right? And I guess phase 2, what is the goal for you now moving into the future?
Well, definitely I'm still, I don't know. I'm still not sure. I still haven't really set. I know in our first meeting, you were like, what are your goals? And I'm like, I don't know. I think excited to see where this goes and then be able to have this as my full-time job and not be in the studio every single day, then I'll be very happy. But yeah, I know I need to set some better goals.
So yeah, I think that's a good goal though, to be less in the business and maybe have the option to coach as much as you want as opposed to like having to be there.
Yeah, obviously like financial freedom and, maybe there's the potential to open up more studios for sure. That's definitely something I'd like to do. I really like teacher training. I still love teaching. Like that's something that's my passion.
Yeah.
I guess take more of a leadership role in the future rather than just me constantly teaching, like maybe training other teachers, training my own teachers to, be able to take over. If I can go on a holiday, things won't fall apart when I'm not there, which they wouldn't.
100%. And it's so common for gym owners and Pilates owners to have that exact feeling of like, if I go away, the whole business is going to stop because I'm doing everything. What would you say then are the main roadblocks or the main things stopping you from being at that point now? What's stopping you from doing that now?
I guess it's probably just been a financial thing in the past. I thought, am I making enough money to be able to just pay someone else to take all of my teachers? But I know that eventually, continuing down the road that we're going on, I will definitely have more than enough. So I guess that's been the main one. Also, it's like my little baby. So sometimes it's hard to like let go of control in some aspects and delegate. But like I said, I'm changing my mindset around all of that now. And I want to step into more of a, I don't know, leadership role and
fully,
run business, not just teach.
Exactly what you said is what I went through, which was like letting go of something that you've built. It's your baby. And then of course, like the financial side is huge. Like if you've not got the finances to hire someone to come in, it's like, how are you meant to build this thing and systemize it? Can you see the path to being able to do this now through working with myself and Michael and the other people at Gym Grow?
Absolutely. I think I've like almost in the last 2 months, I think my revenue has doubled.
That is incredible. Yeah. You're absolutely smashing it. And again, it's like we can do all the marketing in the world, but ultimately if you've not got an amazing service, it's never going to work as well as it has. It truly is testament to like the service you're delivering to your clients and like how good of a coach and teacher you are. Because the saying that I really like is like you can't polish a turd. Last question. How have you found, so obviously you've been having a weekly one-to-one with Michael, who's been like your coach, your mentor throughout this. How have you found that? How's that been? What do you talk through in that?
So good. I love our meetings. So easy to talk to him, and he is so available for help anytime, really. Aside from the meetings, he's always offering, for me to reach out at any time if I have any questions. And I like that we set new goals each week. We come back to them in the next meeting, track our progress against those goals. The guidance, I guess, the way forward is so much clearer now compared to when I was trying to navigate everything on my own. Yeah, he's been really great. And I think the accountability is good too. So when he tells me to do something, I do it. I do it. And it's things that sometimes if it was just me, I'd probably let it go for a little bit longer. And like I said before, some of the things that I thought were mundane, like the tracking of the numbers and all of the important things, I would sometimes let go too long. And, I actually sat up all morning doing that sort of thing. So, because our meeting's tomorrow. So,
I love it.
I'm loving that process. It's really good. I feel super supported, and like I wouldn't have been able to get here so quickly on my own, for sure.
Unreal. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And you were great, really, too. Sorry, I forgot.
No, honestly, don't worry.
You were very good in the beginning as well. And the coaching calls too are so good.
Do you watch them back? Yes. I never see you on the call. Are you on the call?
I have done two, but then the first one I actually didn't know. Kristin told me. He was like, you're getting on the call. I was like, what? So the first week I didn't know. Have you done 4?
Yeah. I think so.
I was on the second one, and then the third one I was out night. I couldn't do it. And then the last one I was on.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Go on. Yeah. What have you learned in the coaching calls? I'm going to put you on the spot now.
I think it's a really good refresher of some of the things that we actually have talked about in our meetings. Well, I guess the last one probably we hadn't done as much, the retention strategies. That was really good because that really got me thinking and brainstorming about new things I need to implement to foster my old clients as well. Because I guess the last month or two I've been focusing more on the new. But yeah, keeping everybody happy and just some fresh ideas. Good to hear what other people in the industry are doing as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, fully agree. Yeah, I mean, you're already doing it so well because when we talk through your retention, like you are retaining members really well.
I feel like that's something I'm doing well, but I also can do more of. I think they love coming to class, but it's the other things that make it special, like the social events, and I haven't really done that. Oh, I did like a loyalty program, like a loyalty reward thing once. So and they do get excited about it. I suppose when you get busy, you let those things slide a little bit, but it's an important reminder to keep them happy and inspired and motivated.
100%. Yeah. I fully agree. I think, for you, it was more the client acquisition, but your next stage now is like, we've got the client acquisition side down, like you're gaining members, like you've had 14 new signups in the first intake. We're going to convert them now to longer standing members. The next goal for you, and go on, I'll let you speak.
Sorry, I just wanted to butt in there. The other thing is that not even through this program, but since I've started running the beginner program, I think I've already got 5 people that want to do the next one, and we haven't even advertised that yet.
I'm so excited. Yeah. And that again just shows...
Before we've even put the ads out, I'm like, it's half full. Yeah.
And again, I think it's because like we probably could have taken on more in that first intake, but as we said, we were like, we want to put full effort and dedication into these guys to convert these to long-standing members. I've worked with some people in the past who are like, like, I want to get 30 new signups in the first month, but then converting 30 people is a lot harder than converting 14 to long-standing members.
And I think they really value the small group as well. They like that it's a smaller group and that they're getting very individualized attention and feedback. So I don't mind doing it that way. Potentially could take a few more in the next one.
Next phase for you, Kristin, then, is getting you out of operations as much as you are, so that, like you say, you've got the freedom back to go and, like, if you want to go away for 4 weeks, like the gym would sustain and not only sustain, like build on its own, because you're going to have the right people in place. So it's going to be really cool to see the journey in terms of where you go now over the next like 3 to 6 months with building the revenue and then finding the right people to come in and utilize the systems that you build for them to operate the facility and also grow it to where it can be. Because that's what happened for me with Michael. Like, I brought Michael in and he probably did a better job than me running the gym. Yeah. And I think that sometimes happens as well because they may be like less tied to it, like in terms of like, because it's not
the emotional the emotional attachment's not there so much.
It's just like, I'll do this. I get like, whereas I feel like as an owner, it's quite hard to sometimes let go, and like the emotional side maybe does slow you down a little bit, or
definitely for me.
Same for me. Makes you take maybe irrational decisions or more emotional decisions, whereas someone coming in who's like, it's my job, it's my business to get this thing done. But it'd be really cool to see in the next like 3 to 6 months.
I'm so excited. I actually am already starting to plan some trips away, so I have full faith that I'm going to be able to completely step back from teaching. I don't, as in not permanently, I don't want to do that, but so that I can take some time off. That
makes sense. No, I'm really excited to see the journey and see where you get to. Client acquisition system is there. It's now just building the systems to get people involved and for you to delegate. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for all your help.
No, I appreciate you also taking so much, like taking the feedback and implementing it. It makes such a difference when someone like acts on what we tell them to do, because sometimes we're people who want to do it their own way, and which is cool, we'll adapt to that, but I feel like the results are always best when it's like you just like clean slate, like, right, tell me what to do, let's get it done. And then
I'm here to learn. Like, that's why I want to work with you guys, you know. I absolutely want to do it your way. I suppose I'm an easy client in that regard.
I think as well it'll make a big difference to people from the outside, like, how does this work? How is Gym Grow helping studios and gym owners actually make more money and get their time back? I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. No worries. Thank you for your help. Bye.
See you. Bye. It's awesome to see how well Kristin's doing. 14 new signups within 10 days, did we say then, of advertising. She's only 6 weeks in with us. She's already quit her other job. So she was a teacher and she had a business and she was doing it part-time. She's already quit that, as you can see from the call. And to see where she's going to be at in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months time, like, this is what it's all about. This is why we do this, to get business owners, get their freedom back, they get their time back, they can pay themselves what they deserve, and they can actually enjoy their life and enjoy the process of owning a business, not a job. Catch you in the next one, guys.